Hey, Ben Krause here. Wanted to talk about the PACT Act delays that the VA has been quietly rolling out in advance of the election cycle that no one seems to be knowing about, and how that's affecting at least one veteran here in Minnesota. Recently, we learned that the Department of Veterans Affairs has been telling lawmakers, these are members of the Senate, members of the U.S. House of Representatives, that it is unable to process PACT Act claims. Again, VA is telling lawmakers that it is unable to process PACT Act claims under the PACT Act. Okay, so I'm going to unwrap this for you, especially in light of the veteran I spoke about yesterday in the blog, Rudolfo Ruiz, goes by Rudy, a veteran out of Sleepy Eye, Minnesota, who died yesterday while waiting for his PACT Act claim to be adjudicated. It is our hope that the Department of Veterans Affairs at least attempted to adjudicate his matter under existing guidance, and possibly that happened, but we're not really sure yet. So here's what's going on. The VA is getting queries, so legislative queries from lawmakers, from their partners who are the county veteran service officers, probably throughout the country, but definitely here in Minnesota. Our county veteran service officers are pinging lawmakers saying, hey, the VA is not processing these PACT Act claims. The veterans are dying. VA was supposed to start adjudicating these and had authority to adjudicate them as of October 1st, 2022, which is the start of the new fiscal year for the government. What is going on? And so the VA has been telling these lawmakers that, oh, well, you know what? We don't actually have the money, number one. We don't actually have the systems to process the claims, even if we had the money, number two. And then number three, even if we had the money, even if we had the systems, we don't have the policies in place yet to process the presumptives under the PACT Act. Now, I think there's a whole lot of shenanigans here, I would call it, election shenanigans for any elected official running for office right now who's going to boast about the PACT Act going into this cycle. It suggests to me, as a VA accredited attorney and somebody who's also a reporter, journalist, and following policy issues at the Department of Veterans Affairs for nearly a couple decades, I think there's something at play here. Now, I'm concerned that this one case in particular of Rudy Ruiz out of Minnesota highlighted and brought to the attention, and we're going to bring it out, whether VA wants it or not. Today is election day, guys, and if you're watching this, I want as many people to share these videos as you can, because our elected officials lied to us about the PACT Act, or the Biden administration lied to us about the PACT Act, or they're both in on it. I don't know. Whatever's going on, the VA has the ability, in my opinion, to process these claims. Again, they have the ability to process these claims. They are electing, in some instances it appears, to not process them. They have the authority to do it. I'm certain that they could come up with the money to do it, especially in the new fiscal year, especially because the monies were supposed to be guaranteed funds and not discretionary, requiring new approval from Congress. They certainly have the IT systems. They've been spending billions of dollars every year on IT systems. They have the fanciest IT systems money can buy, at least according to the budget. So whether or not the contractors were actually providing those systems, I guess I don't know, because I haven't physically seen them. But I can tell you that the money's out there. It's been spent every single year. VA claims under its contracts that it, still needs a little bit more money, folks, but, so VA got $400 billion to process the PACT Act, okay? $400 billion. It's the biggest budget allocation in history. Their annual budget is larger than history. And veterans are dying, folks. They're dying from their exposures to toxins, including dioxin. And they need help. They're dying every single day. Yesterday, we learned that Rodolfo Ruiz, who goes by Rudy of Sleepy Eye, Minnesota, died waiting for his PACT Act claim to be processed. Now, we hope that the Department of Veterans Affairs was able to process it under its existing authority. But either way, we were told the PACT Act was going to fix all this and they were going to be able to get it done October 1, 2022. Again, the new fiscal year for year 2023. That appears to not be true. But they're not talking about it going into the elections, are they? They're not talking about it going into the elections. The Democrats have control of the White House, the Senate, and the House of Representatives in Congress. They have all the ability to get this done. We had all the public affairs and press around this getting it done. I've asked the Department of Veterans Affairs to comment twice about this delay, and they have gone radio silent, which tells me there's shenanigans. Anytime the VA public affairs goes radio silent, it usually is a suggestion that there's shenanigans afoot. So again, this one poor gentleman, I wrote about it yesterday on the blog, disabledveterans.org. Again, disabledveterans.org. That's where I write about veteran issues and publish videos like this one. Wrote about Rudy's case. And my friend Richard Leonard had me on a show, and Gabriel Rios, who is Rudy's uncle, to talk about Rudy's case. It aired over the weekend. We were hoping and praying that Rudy would get justice before he died. As of yet, I'm not sure if he did, but hopefully VA got it done in that one magic day that they had to get it done. But the case has been sitting in front of the Department of Veterans Affairs for months, fully developed, according to what it sounds like, the VSOs. Congress was involved, didn't get it done. We reached out to our resources. We'll see if it worked. I'm not sure. Tried to raise as much awareness as possible, but, central office, the folks at the top of 810 Northwest Vermont in D.C., I guess they couldn't be bothered, but they're busy grabbing all these headlines because of their abortion stance and other miscellaneous things, and apparently not getting the PACT Act done. But they spent a lot of time on the few abortions that they're going to want to process, to get some kind of kudos from various political camps. But, the one constituency that they need to worry about, which is veterans and the veteran vote and helping veterans with their, claims, things like that I guess I would have thought that the White House was concerned about. Now I'm concerned that maybe it was a bunch of a facade, I don't know. But we're going to be looking into it pretty hard and pretty fast, because we know that there are a few other veterans that are terminal and dying in just this one county. I assume it's all over Minnesota. We're going to figure it out. Some of our partners over in the County Veteran Service Officer Organization in Minnesota are concerned. And what they're seeing is a lot of inaction from Congress, it would appear, and some inaction from the Department of Veterans Affairs. And now we have a dead father of 4 minor children, a Latino veteran, dead without the benefits that he was promised. I don't know. Something here doesn't make sense. There's a family of 4 children that don't have their father, who is their primary care provider. He's gone now, and we don't know what's going on. But we're going to get to the bottom of it. I'll tell you what, because something's afoot here. We were sold a bill of goods, and $400 billion. Where's the money? Where's the beef, folks? We got one dead Latino veteran now without what he was promised. Coming into Veterans Day, great timing. Election cycle, everyone's quiet about it. Where's the money? Where's the systems? Where's the policies? Y'all promised it to us. Where's it at? We're going to figure it out. Something's not right here. At least in Minnesota, we're going to get to the bottom of it. Hopefully we can pull in our brothers and sisters in other states to also start to dig, because it's going to take a few folks to really find out what's going on. But that's what I have today. It was really a sad night yesterday once we learned that Rudy had passed. It's unclear if the VA pulled it together in time. Why he had to wait so long, we don't know. Why Congress wasn't able to inspire action within the VA, we don't know. Why wasn't there a press release informing veterans of this delay? We don't know. I suspect it's because of the election. that's coming up. But that's just my hunch. Anytime that VA tells you they're going to push something off to January after an election cycle, tells me they're kicking the can down the road. And I think veterans deserve better than to be a can getting kicked down the road. So I think we're going to do something about it. Not totally sure what yet, but we're going to be pulling in our various partners from across the country and assess what occurred and create a strategy to rectify the wrongs. And first, to also make sure that this guy's family, Rudy's family of 4 minor children, are taken care of now that their dad's gone. So whoever's responsible, I hope you're embarrassed, because we're going to find out and the world's going to know what you did.